If you're a political junkie, you know that some stories just explode onto the world stage and demand your attention. Well, this is one of those moments, a political earthquake that's shaking not just Brazil, but the entire global order. Whether you follow international news every day or just catch the headlines, what's happening right now in Brazil is impossible to ignore. You need to hear this because the ripple effects could reach your own backyard. This isn't just about one politician or one country, this is about democracy, power, and the future of international relations. Jair Bolsonaro's conviction just sent shockwaves through Brazil, igniting fierce debates and raw emotions from the Amazon to the beaches of Rio. The news broke like a thunderclap, and within hours the entire nation was buzzing, on social media, in the streets, and in the halls of power. And the fallout, it's reaching all the way to the White House, where U.S. officials are scrambling to respond. The Biden administration is watching closely, weighing its options, and trying to balance American interests with the need to support democracy abroad. Former President Jair Bolsonaro just made history in Brazil, but not in a good way. Once hailed as a populist firebrand and a champion of conservative values, Bolsonaro now finds himself at the center of a legal and political storm that could define Brazil's future for decades. On September 12th, the Supreme Court handed down a stunning sentence, more than 27 years behind bars for Bolsonaro, after finding him guilty of plotting a coup in the wake of his 2022 election defeat. The courtroom was tense, the verdict historic, and the implications enormous. The charges stem from a dramatic period in Brazilian politics, when Bolsonaro and his allies allegedly tried to overturn the election results. According to prosecutors, this wasn't just political theater, it was a real, coordinated attempt to seize power and undermine the will of the people. Prosecutors even claimed there was a chilling plan to assassinate the president-elect, a revelation that stunned the nation and sent shockwaves through the international community. The evidence presented was damning, and the world watched as Brazil's democracy was put to the test. Bolsonaro denies everything, insisting he's the victim of a political witch hunt. But the verdict has split the nation. Massive protests have erupted in major cities, with Bolsonaro's supporters clashing with police and his opponents celebrating in the streets. The country is more polarized than ever, and the political storm shows no signs of letting up. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, no stranger to courtroom drama himself, has jumped into the fray. He called the conviction a witch hunt, echoing his own battles with the legal system, and warned that there would be consequences for what he sees as an attack on a political ally. Trump's words carry weight, especially among his supporters in the U.S. and abroad. The U.S. government, under pressure from Trump and his allies, slapped harsh tariffs on Brazilian goods back in July. These weren't just routine trade measures, they were explicitly linked to what Washington called the persecution of Bolsonaro. The message was clear: mess with our friends and you'll pay the price. The tariffs hit key Brazilian exports, soybeans, beef, steel, and more, sending shockwaves through the country's economy. Farmers, manufacturers, and business leaders are all feeling the pain, and many are worried about what comes next. And now, talk of new sanctions is picking up speed. In Washington, lawmakers are debating even tougher measures, while in Brazil, anxiety is mounting. The threat of more economic pain is real, and nobody knows where the line will be drawn. For Brazilian businesses, the uncertainty is crippling. Many are putting investments on hold, laying off workers, or even considering moving operations abroad. The fear is that a full-blown trade war could devastate entire industries and push Brazil's economy into recession. Brazil's leaders are pushing back, calling Trump's threats arrogant and warning that their country will not be bullied. They've taken to the airwaves and the international stage, defending their legal system and promising to stand up for their democracy no matter the cost. In emergency meetings, lawmakers and cabinet officials are scrambling to craft a response. Some are calling for retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods, while others are urging calm and dialogue. The stakes couldn't be higher, and every decision is being watched by the world. But the damage may already be done. Investors are spooked, and the financial markets are in turmoil. Stock prices are falling, foreign investment is drying up, and the mood on the trading floor is tense. The Brazilian real is wobbling, losing value against the dollar and other major currencies. For ordinary Brazilians, that means higher prices for imported goods, more expensive travel, and a growing sense of economic insecurity. And diplomatic tensions are rising fast. Behind closed doors, diplomats from both countries are engaged in heated negotiations, trying to prevent a complete breakdown in relations. The atmosphere is tense, and every word is being carefully weighed. What happens if more sanctions hit? Experts warn that supply chains could be disrupted, leading to shortages of everything from electronics to food. Brazilian exporters are already struggling to find new markets, and consumers are bracing for higher prices and empty shelves. Analysts warn it could disrupt trade, shake up markets, and trigger a domino effect across the region. If Brazil's economy falters, the impact could be felt in neighboring countries, many of which depend on trade with South America's largest economy, and even reshape alliances across Latin America. Some countries may rally behind Brazil, while others could side with the U.S., leading to a realignment of power in the hemisphere. The stakes are enormous, and the outcome is anything but certain. Around the world, leaders are watching closely. The European Union, China, and Russia have all issued statements, some calling for restraint, others criticizing the U.S. approach. The crisis is quickly becoming a global issue, with implications for trade, security, and the future of democracy. What do you think? Are U.S.-Brazil relations heading for a showdown? Is this the start of a new era of confrontation, or can cooler heads prevail? Drop your thoughts below, tap like, and subscribe for more breaking updates. This story is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you every twist and turn as it unfolds.